And we are very fast running out of time. But Clive, a couple of words from you on the problems that this creates for London, because of course we've seen China's slap down Boris Johnson for saying over the past week that he would create a path to citizenship for Hong Kongers, nearly 3 million of them. This makes it difficult to preserve anything of that golden era that the UK government wanted in a post-Brexit Britain.
Yeah, it does. I mean, as the UK loosens those very close ties that it had with the European Union over the last 40 plus years, it's looking for markets outside. And the Brexiteers made it clear that those markets are the big markets that are developing over the next 10, 15, 20 years. It's not the European Union. So you're looking to Brazil, you're looking to India, you're looking to China, you're looking increasingly to the United States. The problem is, at this moment in history, those countries are run by strongmen. And that leaves a conundrum for the British state. How close can it get to those countries in order to secure trade? At the same time, lecture them or tell them that there are issues that, when it comes to human rights, that they've got to look out for.
We could at least do another half hour on this, but we're way out of time. Thank you all three so much. It's been a fascinating discussion today. That is it for Dateline London for this week. Back same place, same time next week. Goodbye.
The hits to the economy are staggering. It's happening in nearly every single country. This virus respects no borders.
Look at all these businesses. Closed. That one. Closed. Next door. Closed.
It's unprecedented, historic. Never before in the history of oil trading has the price fallen below zero.
Travel restrictions are decimating the airline industry, with many saying it's just a matter of time before another carrier goes bust.
3/4 of America's economy depend on consumer spending. It is hammering the once robust American economy.
South Africa's economic hardship will continue. The economy is set to contract by over 6%.
In Wuhan, China, where the global pandemic started, people are slowly going back to work.
What happens to these companies financially when this is all over?
There is no simple trade-off between health and the economy.
It's been confirmed that a new virus that has been spreading across China can be passed from person to person.
The infection is a new type of coronavirus.
The rapidly spreading respiratory virus originated in the Chinese city of Wuhan.
Hospitals in Wuhan are overwhelmed.
There is a degree of panic and concern amongst residents.
Public transport has been shut down.
Residents are being urged to stay put.
Wuhan is in lockdown.
原来没想到会拖到3、4月份，可能封个，比方说当时说的7天、14天，很了不得了。我开车出去啊，就说现在想起来有点那个，就像那个科幻小说里面世界末日的那种状况。
The speed and scale of the lockdown took everyone by surprise, and its impact would be immediate and far-reaching.
This is BBC News with the latest headlines for viewers in the UK and around the world. Thousands of protesters are assembled in London and in other cities in the UK to protest against racism.
everything that's going on in terms of what's going on in the world, not just America, but globally, it's our duty to actually do something.
It's been our grandfather's fight, it's been our father's fight. We don't want it to be our children's fight, and that's why we want to make sure they're a part of this as well.
This is the scene in central London in the approach to Parliament Square. And many people have turned up, so many in fact that the police had to close the roads. 15,000 people are reported to have gathered at Piccadilly Gardens in Manchester, and across the country people have ignored government warnings to stay away because of the risk of spreading the coronavirus.
We are in a health pandemic across the United Kingdom, and coronavirus is a deadly virus, and of course I'd say to those that want to protest, please don't.
A further 204 people had their deaths recorded in the UK in the 24 hours to Saturday morning after they tested positive for coronavirus. It takes the total in the UK of deaths of people who have been tested for coronavirus to 40,465. NHS trusts in England say they were not consulted or given any notice of a government announcement made Friday that all hospital staff will have to wear surgical masks from a week on Monday. Prince William reveals he's become a volunteer counsellor on mental health. Hello and welcome if you're watching in the UK or around the world. I'm Sean Lay. Do stay with us for the latest news and analysis from here and across the globe. We begin in the UK, where thousands of people have gathered in central London to demonstrate against racism as the protests which followed the killing of George Floyd, a black American who died after a police officer knelt on his neck, continue around the world. Parliament Square in front of Big Ben was packed. At one point, a minute's silence was observed. Hundreds of protesters went down on one knee and raised one fist in the air. They've been streaming over Westminster Bridge since mid-morning to join the rally, despite a warning from both the Mayor of London and UK government ministers to observe social distancing guidelines, which would have been meant staying away because of the fear of spreading coronavirus.